So thank you all for joining today. My name is Isabelle Garrick. I'm account manager at Kurmi, and I'm in charge of the enterprise market for EMEA and APAC. And I'm here together with my colleague Tian. Hi, Tian.
Hi, hello everyone. This is Tian from Kurmi Software. So I'm the pre-sales. I work a lot with Isabelle. So I hope you can enjoy our webinar today.
Thank you, Tian. So how we will proceed today is that I will do a short introduction of the benefits of having Kurmi to accelerate Microsoft Teams telephony with direct routing, and that I will do an introduction, and you will have a demo with our expert Tian in a minute. So let's start with today's topic, and let's have an overview of the market. I'm moving now to a high-level introduction. I will explain you the numbers. I'm sorry, it's a bit small maybe, but that's some key figures from the market. We wanted to start by that. The source is actually Metrigy research. We have a partnership with this consulting company, and we were happy, even though we know you all have a good knowledge of Microsoft breakthrough, which was really accelerating as well during the pandemic. You all have this knowledge, but we wanted to share these few charts because it's also linked to our today's topic. And so I'm starting by the left-hand side. So on-prem to cloud, what we see here is that, so first of all, the survey was made on 450 companies, and these companies have an average of 3,500 employees. So that's the for you to have to know who has the people who have been surveyed here, the companies. So when they decide to move from on-prem to cloud, usually, and that's on the left, they choose between Cisco and Microsoft. That's quite the same numbers. 39% choose to go to Microsoft Cloud, and there are some other players, of course, as well. And when you look at the top of the slide on the right, in these teams, Microsoft Teams adopters, 70% of them choose to use direct routing. So direct routing here is the sum of blue, green, and orange. That makes up 70%, and 70%, and 17% would use Microsoft calling plan. So just a word on direct routing. Of course, you all know that it enables companies to choose or to keep their own PSTN service providers, and also it allows them to keep their own dial plan and routing scheme. So that's a calling plan, sorry, and so that's the benefits here for them. Another one, if you look below, when they were asked, why did you choose direct routing? The first reason for this is cost savings by 58%. So that were their first answer to this. And so with all this in mind, this is why Kurmi decided to develop this capability to help in the user management of Microsoft Teams through direct routing as well. So that's for the high level picture. If I narrow down a bit, and if I ask you why do you need a unified communication management solution, 4 main reasons for this. You would save time. If currently you're doing all the MACD, so the move, add, change, delete manually, you would save time to have a tool, and you would save a lot of time, and you will have your highly skilled engineer in PowerShell doing maybe a deployment project, more different project with more value than just performing MACDs. And so therefore you would decrease the cost as well. And you can also, through our tool, you can also delegate to some other people with less expertise, so maybe less costly as well for an organization. So you would decrease the cost, and you would reduce errors as well No more human errors when you use a solution like ours. No more escalation to management. So it does improve the service and the data quality. And you can offload some tasks to the help desk as well. So you preserve your highly skilled experts. Some other benefits of automating Microsoft Team management with Kurmi solution. You would have access to a reliable solution in order to manage your phone numbers. We see that many of our customers, when moving to Microsoft Teams, or before using Kurmi, they're managing their numbers using Excel spreadsheets. So that's something Kurmi will avoid, and that's because this leads to a lot of confusion in the numbering ranges management. And so you would have with Kurmi, you opt for a reliable administration powered by your Microsoft 365 tenant. That's the first point. Secondly, a key point here is that you have access to an off-the-shelf solution. So you stop supporting your PowerShell in-house PowerShell scripts, and you use a web portal to streamline your daily operation. And when we talk about off-the-shelf solution, it means that you get regular updates, you have a clear roadmap, and a good support. And if the team that has been performing the PowerShell script is not there, sick or on holidays, or leaving the company, you know that you don't have to manage this anymore, and it's not becoming a nightmare. So that's the key strength here as well. Note as well, third point, that our solution is very scalable. It has been tested by multinationals. We have many customers with tens, thousands of users. So and one key customers on Microsoft Teams, an oil and gas company, who is where Kurmi is deployed, and it's a very large company, so no worries about that. And globally, so I didn't say yet, but we are multi-vendors. So here the topic is Microsoft, but we can also manage some other vendors like Cisco, Avaya, Alcatel. So if on top of these, if your company would merge or would acquire a new company, and you would need to manage another techno vendor solution, you know that with Kurmi, your investment is sustainable because you will be able to manage the two techno at the same time. Right? So let's now move to the high level architecture, and I will let you, Tian, start and comment this one.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Isabelle. I'm happy to present to you this high-level architecture. In the center of it, you see Kurmi is the single unified communication interface, single interface, which can manage different enterprise communication infrastructure. So from unified communication servers to collaboration tool, or call center solutions, or even some routing system. And we also have this SDK connector, which is available if you want to perform some actions into a third-party application. And so the solution is providing you a simple to use interface to IT administrators. So you see on the left, IT administrators can connect to the web interface, and it's very user friendly and straightforward, so that administrators doesn't need to be an expert to use our solution. And on the right, you see that we also have a self-service portal dedicated for end users, so that they can use the portal to perform some simple tasks by themselves without asking the desk help all the time. So for example, resetting his password or activating some new service, and so on. So on top of this presentation, you see that we Kurmi can integrate with different applications here. So to perform what we call the zero touch provisioning. So we have this northbound API so that our system can integrate with another with the ITSM tool. You see some names here. We have ServiceNow, Workday, and some other names, and we also can synchronize with an Active Directory, so to retrieve user data. And of course, we can also work with CSV file as the source information. So all these capabilities allow you to automate your provisioning process. So the zero-touch provisioning, it means information comes from the systems, and then it goes through in Kurmi. Kurmi is going to treat them automatically, and then all the changes will be performed on the systems that you can see below here. So that's the overview of our architecture. So I propose that we see a demo so that you can focus on our application now. So I'm going to switch the screen so that you can see.
Yes, we see it well. Yeah.
Thank you, Isabel. Yes, don't forget to use the question tab to post your questions. So we're going to answer you at the end of the presentation. So here I'm in our application. So during this demo, I would like to show you how to get rid of the spreadsheets and the manual process you're using today to perform daily changes with an easy-to-use interface. So now I'm on the home page of our application. So you can see here we have many widgets here. What we call the widgets is these blocks. You can see, for example, the number of users managed on this platform, some buttons to take you to the frequent functionalities you need every day, and also some graphics here. So for example, the user created per package. So just a quick word here, the package is like user profile. You can see that on this platform, I have 3 profiles. So a basic Teams, Microsoft Teams profile, and then the profile with calling capabilities, and another profile for the phones. And below here, you see another graphic. So it presents the user located in different regions. So for example, you see here we have EMEA region, and then we have the France, and inside France, we have some users in Paris and other users in another city. So this gives you an overview for the administrator from the company. And this homepage is, of course, customizable. You can add more widgets or redefine the position or resize some of them. So it's totally customizable. Here we have, so today I have several mini demos to help you understand why Kurmi is the right choice for you as the provisioning tool. So as you know today, more and more companies intend to extend Teams usage to calling capabilities. So the first topic I want to share with you is that how to provide calling capabilities to your employee with Kurmi. So I'm taking the example here. So I'm going to use this widget. I'm going to pick up someone who is in my company. For example, Emily. I'm going to find out his the information of this user. So I see that this user is located in Paris, and she has currently the package Teams, so which means she has the basic functionalities like messaging using Microsoft Teams. So what I need to do is only change the package from Teams to Teams calling. So remember, the package is like a profile. So, and when I change the package, you can see here Kurmi proposed more information here. When I provide calling capabilities, Kurmi has assigned automatically a phone number, and also has proposed the default values for some policies you can see here. And of course, this is only default values proposed by Kurmi. You can choose another line number, for example. So to do this, you have this number management tool here. It's very graphical. So you see all the numbers who have been taken in red, and green ones are available. And we also have some gray ones which are reserved. For example, for some technical purpose, you don't want to assign this number to any user. So here I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to change the number for this user. So you can see here the number has been changed. So with this tool, you can easily manage your numbering plan, have this real-time overview of your number management without using an Excel sheet, for example. And of course, you can also change the policies that if you need. And below here, you can also choose to activate some optional service for this user. For example, providing her the conference capability. And when I activate this service, you can see that I have one new policy populated on my creation form, on this change form. And also you can add user into groups or teams, but this is not the subject here. So when I finish the change the package, I'm going to click on this button. And here it is. Everything has been done by Kurmi. We just move someone from Teams to Teams calling, so she will have the capability to place calls with Microsoft Teams. Okay, so maybe you have a question about what I did earlier. So how about the license? If we don't have the correct license, we cannot place any core, and we don't even can manage numbers and the policies. So don't worry. Let's find out what Kurmi has done here. I want to use this tool to find out user that I just made some changes. So Emily Martin here. So here what you can see is that the services that we activated earlier for this user, the voice and the conference, they are now something activated for this user. If I click on the voice part, you will going to see that actually, Kurmi has automatically assigned the correct license for this user. So everything has been taken care of by our tool. You don't have to worry about this part, as we have also provided the conference part. So she got now the correct license. And below here, you can see the policies we manage in Kurmi. So just a word here, we manage all the policies assignment to user. And so here you can see all the policies related to voice, because we are in the service of Office 365 voice. If I go back and choose the conference service, you can see more policies here. So we decided in our solution to put policies into different groups, so that when you activate the correct service, the service you want to provide, Kurmi is going to manage the associate policies for you, and to avoid any mistakes. So we have seen here so far how easily to assign numbers and manage license and policies at the same time using our tool. And with these features, the provisioning action can be automated with our tool. And the next thing I want to share with you is that we also have the capability to delegate some tasks to local administrators. So this can help you save more time, and so to be more efficient in your daily jobs. And so Kurmi has a role-based access control. giving the access to administrators based on his location and his role in the team. So we talked about earlier this graphic here. So users managed in Kurmi has been placed into different departments. So the department can be a location. You see that we have different regions, different countries. So when we create user, we put them into the department. And then what we do is that we assign administrators to each department, and for each administrator, he can only see and perform changes on users inside his departments. So taking an example here, if I was the administrator of United States, what I see in our application when I connect to Kurmi is that I have users managed in that I can manage, which are located in my department, USA. You have the overview of the users, how they are located inside my region, and so with this. So with this feature, administrator from one location has only the restricted view of users inside his inside his, within his location. So he cannot perform any changes on the users from another department. And also, in our tool, we can also define administration profiles. So for example, I'm picking up someone in my department. So I have the overview of this user, and you can see that I have possible actions here, which are modified user information or reset password or PIN code for him. And also some action buttons here you can find for each services owned by this user. So in my as an administrator, I have been assigned with an administration profile. So in this profile, it is defined that I'm allowed to consult these services. So these four services, but I can only modify 3 of them. And in terms of a removal, I can just remove the voice and the conference service. I cannot do anything on other services. So these are action rights that we defined previously in my profile. So you can delegate securely actions to local administrators. And if I click here, I want to change settings from the voice part for this user. You can see here I only have the view of 3 policies, so which means I cannot change anything. For other policies, I don't even see them. I'm allowed to do changes only on several policies. So this shows you that we have a strong capability of delegation in granularity. We can give administrator the right to down to each policies, so that we are sure that they cannot do anything outside his authorization. So that was the delegation part. So you have seen how Kurmi can help you securely, easily delegate the tasks to local administrators. And now I'm moving to a next topics here. So it's about common area phones, how to create a common area phone, the account for common area phone in Kurmi. We have this button here, create a phone. So here I'm on the creation form. What you need to do is just to choose the department, so the location for the phone. So as we manage the same way we manage users, we also put resources into different locations. So administrator can manage the phones as well inside his department. So for today's demo, I'm going to create a reception phone in the main lobby. And the package is the Teams common area phone. As you can see, Kurmi has already put the right license, assigned number, and also policies for this kind of phones. So I just need to click on the apply button, and everything is done. So Kurmi is taking care of all the actions in different parts of Teams in one shot. Okay. So that was about the. Sorry, I was clicking on the right button here. I just want to return to the main page. So the last thing I want to talk about today is that you can also keep track on your Microsoft 365 license usage. So with this dashboard here, you can see that I have created counters for each kind of license. So E1 license for phone system and audio conference. You have the number of license assigned license here. And also the ceiling level. So with this information, Kurmi can calculate the percentage here. So for the usage, and also here you can see these three lines have been repeated one more time, but this time this is the counters for a specific department. So if you want to keep track closely to one particular department, it's also possible. You just need to create these counters for your department and put the corresponding ceiling level, and Kurmi is going to can show you the specific percentage, the usage percentage here. So in addition to that, we can also set up a threshold. You can see here the indicator turns orange when we reach the threshold. For example, 80% or 90% of the total number I can assign to this department. And also the administrator can get an email notification when this threshold has been reached. Okay. So that was what I wanted to share with you today. And let's go back to our presentation now.
All right. So, oh yeah, just a simple snapshot on how to save time. So I'm back to obvious benefit of our solution. And this is an info from the field, a manual process for the creation of a user doing it directly manually for Microsoft Teams would last at least 20 minutes per user. And by using Kurmi, using our homepage, as you saw, and shortcuts that we can create, it's only a few seconds per user. So that's really a gain in productivity. And I just wanted to do a summary of what you've seen with Tian. Thank you, Tian, for your presentation. I hope everybody found it very clear and interesting. So you have seen that you can choose the available numbers. You can identify, so choose the available numbers in real time using our easy-to-use interface. And you can assign, so locate Microsoft 365 license and Teams policy as well. Chan has been talking about role-based access control, so delegation to meet the local admin needs in terms of rights and what they can do and what they can see. With Kurmi, you can isolate the administration and the resources per site, very well separated and isolated. On top of these topics that you have seen, obviously, Kurmi can be used as a centralized tool, as a single pane of glass to manage your Microsoft 365 tenants with one single interface, but also avoiding to go to different portals to manage users, going to Skype, Teams, Azure AD, for example. So that's just one interface and easy to use. You can also follow. We didn't go deep into that, but obviously all the logs, we can track and record all the operation, and we can do reports on that. So that's very powerful as well, because you can either for the management, or to know what has been done when, by whom, and track, also know about all the devices that are in Kurmi, managed by Kurmi. Another topic is about the migration. You can control, secure your migration to Teams from Skype on-prem, for example, to Teams, or from one techno vendor to another to Teams. So that's something that's also something that can happen. So Kurmi, it's part of our solution. You can use Kurmi as a migration tool. I would say it's a migration capability that we have, part of this. And you can also route, so consolidate routing of your SBCs and administration of Microsoft Teams. So that's the summary of our capability. Do not hesitate to come back to us if you are interested by migration, zero-touch provisioning, for example, topics that we didn't talked about today. Thank you for your time today. I think we're done with this session, and let's keep connected, because we will have more and more webinars coming. So do not hesitate to join and ask us for a dedicated session.